You mentioned before Afghanistan and ISAF mission and Montenegro contribution to ISAF mission. My next question is related with Afghanistan. At the beginning of next year, Montenegrin soldiers will participate in military mission in Afghanistan. Public in Montenegro is aware about some of the risks and costs involved in this mission, as Atlas Television spent about a week in Afghanistan reporting on the political, security and economic situation in the country. Could you explain what will be the benefits to our country from the participation in the ISAF Afghan mission?
Well, first and foremost, we are in Afghanistan to prevent Afghanistan from once again becoming a safe haven for terrorism. If we left Afghanistan behind, terrorism could once again get rooted in Afghanistan. Terrorists could easily spread from Afghanistan through Central Asia and further. Not to speak about the risk of destabilizing the neighboring Pakistan, a nuclear power, and that would be a very dangerous situation. So this is what it is about, security. The alliance is about solidarity. So we stand together, we are all in this, and this is a reason why 43 countries have joined the ISAF coalition, because people realize that it is about security.
Mr. Rasmussen, I use this opportunity to ask you something regarding the conflict or the war in Afghanistan. After 8 years of war, the international forces do not have control of around 40% of country. Institutions of system remain very weak. Afghanistan is the world's second worst corruption state after Somalia. Can you try to define for our viewers what would compromise success for the international forces in Afghanistan?
Success would be that we can hand over responsibility to the Afghans themselves. And that's exactly what we will do in the coming years. We will educate and train Afghan soldiers and Afghan police with the aim to hand over lead responsibility to the Afghans, province by province, as their own capacity develops. We will stay in Afghanistan as long as it takes to finish our job, but obviously that's not forever. Our mission in Afghanistan ends when the Afghans are capable to take responsibility for security themselves and run the country themselves. And therefore we have to invest in this transition to lead Afghan responsibility, and this is also the reason why we will take important decisions in the coming weeks concerning the number of troops in Afghanistan.
I would like to ask you something regarding the region. In your video statement 2 days ago, you said that NATO seriously counts on Serbia in the future. You said this inspired Serbian official policy toward NATO and its close partnership and cooperation with Russia. What did you exactly mean when you said this, and what do you think would take to reform the relationship between NATO and Serbia?
Well, my overall vision is to see all countries in the Western Balkans integrated in the European Union and NATO, taking the turbulent history of the Balkans into consideration. I think it's of utmost importance that all countries in this part of Europe become members of the EU and NATO, including Serbia. I consider Serbia a key player in the Balkans. I would very much like to see progress in the relationship between Serbia and NATO during my tenure as Secretary General of NATO. Actually, I have had meetings with the Serb leaders and also asked them to present proposals as to how we could improve the relationship between Serbia and NATO.
In the same statement you mentioned Macedonia as well as I think last year in Bucharest there was a huge optimism among Macedonian officials in regard to the potentially soon invitation to join NATO. But this move has been blocked by Greece because of the country's name dispute. How do you see the solution of this situation?
Well, I would like to stress that the decision we took in Bucharest in 2008 stands. And we stated at that time that accession talks with Skopje will start once a mutually satisfactory solution to the name issue has been found. I do hope that we will see progress in the bilateral negotiations between Athens and Skopje.
Is there any progress?
I'm optimistic that we will see progress, and progress in that regard would also contribute to the fulfillment of my vision to see all countries in the Western Balkans integrated in the EU and NATO.
Mr. Rasmussen, thank you very much for this interview.
You're welcome.